going on, everybody? Boilon here, and I hope that you're all having a very great weekend. Today, we're going to be talking about the Helicarrier Clash event that's going to be starting on Monday at 2 p.m. We're going to be talking about everything that you need to do if you want to clear this event and get all of the currency, the month-long event currency that you're going to need towards Spider-Man 2099, and exactly what you're going to have to do. This is going to be a little bit more of a challenging event than week 1. And it's definitely going to be problematic and lots of blitzing ahead. So if you're ready to know exactly what you got to do and you know what to do, let's boil this down. Okay, so to get things started off, this is an event that requires war attacks, earning alliance credits, which is through the donation system, earning blitz credits, and opening orbs. Now, for those of you who don't know, or don't remember, or, whatever, the alliance credit system is through the donations. So it's this here. We're going to be talking about the variety of boxes. One thing that I do recommend, though, on Monday, or I guess it would be after Sunday 5 p.m. Don't open any boxes because you'll be able to claim these boxes on Monday at 2 p.m. or it'll auto-claim at 5 p.m. at Monday, and you'll be able to get additional points. So when I do my math, it'll actually be considering 8 days because you should be able to get a 1-day head start because of the differentials in the time starts between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. So you can take advantage of a little bit more points, which honestly is pretty important. And unfortunately, you're going to have to donate cores, or at least half of you are going to have to donate cores in your alliance because you really need to get to this 5th box that'll give you an additional 100 in alliance credits. And that's might not seem like a lot, but it's the math numbers, it's really going to help towards that goal of where you need to get to. So just wanted to share that with you guys really quick about what's going on there. Okay, so total milestone points required, 125,000. Now this is a whalestone. This is what I started to call things. Anything beyond what should be possible is a whalestone. So what we do need to get, though, is 60,000 and 67,500. There's a total of 36,500 spliced spider genes up for grabs, as well as the items. So the organic webbing, that's 60,000 or 45,000 points. I forget how many now. But that's going to be additional on top of the 36.5. But where you're going to need to get to is 60,000 points. If you want to get the organic webbing, there's additional spider splice genes, though, at 67,500. So you need to go a little bit above what you need to get for the item. So that's approximately 48% and 54% through the entire milestone, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that shows you how much extra is actually dedicated towards these whalestones. Now, how you're going to get points for this, the battling in war, just a flat war battle is going to give you 500 points. And then if you do it for every A-Force and Gamma character, that's going to give you 200. Now, what is missing is that they're no longer giving bonus points for gear tier. So you guys might remember, especially even in week 1 with the Young Avengers, you were getting score for having gear tier 13, 15, and 16. Typically, those are the different intervals that they have it at, and that's no longer the case. So it's just flat, which is for better or for worse, but in terms of the math and how you get to 67.5, that's pretty difficult. So now you're going to get, I guess you're going to have to make sure you pull your Gamma off of defense. I know a lot of people are running a full Gamma or Dorm Gamma or whatever on Alliance War defense. You're going to have to make sure that you pull it off basically after watching this video, or if you haven't already, so that you have them ready starting on Monday for the full week so you can use them for the 3 wars in that week. So you're going to get an additional 1,000 points per match for Gamma, 800 for A-Force because there's only 4 A-Force members, and I'll talk about that down below when we start calculating it. You get 1 point per Blitz credit. Now, there have been some updates to the Blitz scoring and how many credits you get. We're going to talk about that down below as well. And you get 2 points per Alliance credit. You get 2,000 points for opening a Valhalla Orb. Now, what is a Valhalla Orb and how do you get it? That some people might be asking. So, it wasn't 100% made clear on the blog post itself. However, the data mines from prior, this was last week, it did suggest that Valhalla Orbs will be available through offers. Of course it is, right? And as a daily free claim on our website. What's in the orb, I don't know, because as of recording this, it's not in the orb store or in the shop, so I can't even see what's in it. My guess is, based on the name, it almost suggests that there would be some Hero Asgardians in it, which seems a bit outdated because the war event is already over. So I don't know, but maybe there's some other stuff in there. And it says a daily free claim on the website. Through my math, because I don't know 100%, I have speculated that we're going to be getting one full orb. Now, I've done 2 different scenarios of the math. One without orbs at all, just in case, what the maximum sort of bar would be. And then one with 1 orb every day. Now, if it's less than that, then it's somewhere in between these 2 scenarios. But yeah, hopefully it is 1 full orb. That would be 7 orbs over the course of the event, and we'll talk about that. So as far as the wars go, right here on the left, I have the war section stuff. So if you do 10 war battles, that's your free war battles that you get without spending any extra energy. That's 5,000 points. That's the 500 times 10. And then over 3 wars, that's 15,000 points. Now, what you should do, of course, is do maybe like 2 extra attacks on top of that, which would include your Gamma and your A-Force. So I've basically mathed this out for 12 war attacks, and assuming that you have all of the Gamma members and all of the A-Force members. If you do not, then you're going to be scoring a little bit less points than what I suggested. So a full Gamma battle is going to be worth 1,500. That's the 1,000 that you're going to get for 5 Gamma members, plus 500 equals 1,500. Over 3 wars, that's an additional 4,500. The reason why these are in blue is because those are the subtotals that I'm adding up into some of the other points here, just to kind of separate them. A 4-man A-Force battle is going to get you 1,300. Again, 200 times 4 plus 500 gets you 1,300. 3 wars, 3,900. Add up all of these 3 blue squares and you get 23,400. That's the subtotal milestone points just for war stuff. Now, of course, you could do a little bit more. Like you could do 14 war attacks and that would give you an additional 1,000 per war, so 3,000 on top of this. So there is a little bit more flexibility, but this is kind of the average that I expect that people are able to do is at least 2 additional attacks or 12 attacks and the actual characters that you need to use for the bonus points. If you can't, it's a little bit tight. It basically means if you don't do this, what I'm telling you to do is that you're going to have to blitz more, and the blitz requirements are quite heavy. Let's talk about the alliance credits. That's over here. I have 8 days of alliance credits. We talked about this as well. You can get that one in before the reset. And there's 400 points up for grabs, or 4 boxes that are called what I call the easy boxes. This is if people just donate 10k gold. But that 5th box is really important, and you do need to donate. Half your alliance has to donate 50 cores, or 6 of them have to donate 100 cores, I guess, to make up the difference here. Now you are going to get 150 alliance credits as well for your daily objective, and then the difference credits that you get depending on what you donate. So 10 for 10k gold, 60 for 50 cores, and 90 for 100 cores. This gives us a grand total of available credits daily to about 560 or 740, somewhere in that range. If you do this for the points, that's times 2, and you get about 1,480 on the top end. That's including the 5th box and you donating 100 cores. Times that by 8 days, and you get 11,840. So you can see that that's almost half of what the entire war score is worth. Because if you saw over here, that's 11,840, 23,400 for the war points. So that combined is about 35,000 or something around there. And that's kind of what shows us what leftover points we need in terms of the blitzing score. Now, let's scroll down to the blitzing. So that means 32,260 points is what we need to make up from the blitzing and the orbs in order to get to that 67,500. Now, with the updates to the blitz, and you could see this in the blog post if you read it, or maybe you didn't, we're going to cover it just really quickly here as well, that they're adding additional blitz credit drops to your blitz wins starting on the event on October. That's as long as it's working properly, right? And we'll see. And of course, just putting this out there that this is subject to change. Even the math could be subject to change. I hope not, but this is with the information that we have from Scopely Boundless. So they're going to be including additional credits that can range in quantity and reach a potential jackpot of 1,000 credits. Now, for those of you who have done these sort of events where you get additional stuff from blitzing, like orb fragments, like 50, 100, could be 2,000, right? So you know what kind of drop odds there are for these jackpots. It's pretty low. Like you'd be lucky to get like 1 a day, or even like 1 over the course of the event sometimes. So what I've done is they said that the average rewards you can expect will be 15 total blitz credits per win. I take that as 5 additional Blitz credits because you were already getting 10 per win, and so I see that as +5. So that's what I've used for my math. Now, if you get better, great, then you won't have to blitz as much. But, just for the average, because, I can't do every single scenario, that's what I've decided to do for my math here. So average blitz credits per win is 15. So I just took 32,260 divided by 15, and you get 2,151 blitz wins. Okay, so divide that by 35 because this is what I use for an average rotation at this stage. I may update it to 40 at a later point, but some people, and especially newer and mid-game players, what they do is they tier up all the way to like tier 8, and then they kind of use like 6 or 7 teams to tier down to tier 1, just to make your wins easier, especially when you're doing so many rotations like that. So that basically brings you down to 61 rotations, or 8.8 per day, which is not possible, but this is without the Valhalla orbs. Okay, so this is like the sheer maximum. Like, this is the worst it's going to get. You could bring that down if you do 14 war attacks over 3 wars, but that's quite tough and involves some sort of coring as well to get the war energy for that. However, if we do get 1 Valhalla orb per day, which is 2,000 points per orb, then that's 14,000 points. And so I subtracted 32,000 points by 14,000 to get 18,260. Okay, so this is like the ideal scenario that, yes, we are getting 1 Valhalla orb per day, and therefore the requirements for blitzing is less. Total blitz wins at 15 points per win is 1,217. This is almost a reduction by half, not quite, but it's a lot. And that means you need a total rotations at 35 blitz wins is 35 divided by 7 days. That's 5 rotations daily. Okay, so this is kind of the better case scenario. If you're doing 35 wins per day, you're looking at about 5 rotations daily. Now, there are situations where you may be looking at more than 5 rotations. For example, if we are only getting 1,000 or half an orb, that would be kind of weird. But if we're only getting half an orb, and actually over 7 days, that would give us a half orb left over. So I don't know if that's possible, but hypothetically, let's just see what the math changes to. And that would actually change it to about 7 rotations daily if we only got half an orb per day for the Valhalla orb. Could be possible, I don't know, but I'm going for 1 full orb, so this is the math that I'm personally keeping with, and I'm hoping that this is the case. Now, if we get more Valhalla orbs than just 1 per day, I don't see them doing that personally based on the amount of points that are available for them, but if there is, then it'll be less than 5 rotations daily for you. So this is a lot of blitzing if you want to get the full 67,500, which is what I've mathed out. If you only want the 60,000, then you can probably do it a little bit less, maybe 3 to 4 rotations possibly to get the organic webbing. But we do know that for the month-long event, it's really important that you get all of the available spider splice genes. And I should have started with this, because normally I start with this, but I want to let you guys know where we're currently at the in the month-long event. And so these are the items that are for the event. Actually, I need to change the names, right? Because they changed the names on it. But it's 45,000 for week 2. And so I've added all of this in and created a subtotal like I did in September. For the web milestone daily, I believe we're getting 29 days of this because it started a day early. So I just did 2,200, which is the amount of currency that you get for this, times it by 29. So 63,800 is how many total points we should be getting there. And then I've added in the cells for the various events, 13,000 from the first Quick Rumble, which is different from the second Quick Rumble. The Symbiotes, which is coming out, is going to be 19,400. Now, what's really interesting is based on everything I've added so far, the only thing I have not added in is Night of the Spider, week 3, and Midnight Haunt, week 4. I don't know how many genes are going to be for both of those events, but what's strange is we're already at such a high subtotal. 476,500 without these 2 events added in, which means that we're only 23,500 points from that 500k, which seems a bit high already, because if you see here, the Helicarrier Clash is 36,500, Rogue's Gallery was 28,600, so even like one of these added into one of these events here missing gets us to 500k. So are we going to be well over the 500k threshold this month compared to September's Abomination, which is only about 516k? I don't know. The jury's still out. Unless the Quick Rumble 3 and 4 end up being less points than what's Quick Rumble 2, and that just changes and they just do whatever they want, we'll have to find out as the month goes on. But every week when I do these event videos, I am going to be showing this subtotal as it changes, just to let you guys know exactly where we are right now for that. So That's it, everyone. This is going to be posted into my Alliance Discord as they normally are. It's usually, my main my YouTube Discord in the Boilon's Resources channel. You'll find that usually about 6 hours after the posting of the video to encourage people to watch this instead of just skipping straight to the math. So there you are, and that's the end of this video. And until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Boilon signing out.